So there's an alleged victim of Kris Tyson named Nathan that has been speaking out recently about being abused and preyed on. And he made a few videos talking about how when they were in Discord servers together, Kris would bring up very sexual topics around him. And he was 15 at the time. Kris was like 20. Apparently, Kris would link him pornographic links and NSFW bots that would spam nude images all over the Discord and stuff. And so when he made these original videos, I didn't really want to bring it up because they were just allegations. He didn't have any actual proof at the time, but he has since come out with a lot of proof, a bunch of screenshots and videos. I actually have some of the chat logs of the alleged Discord as well. And he made a second video where he kind of clarified some of the proof that he had posted, some screenshots from the Discord. And even there was that original person who I had spoken about that was defending Kris Tyson. His name is LavaGS or something along the lines of that. And he was basically saying that he actually feels like some of the conversations that him and Kris had were wrong and inappropriate. Now, I kind of called this in a previous video that I had made when I said that in a grooming situation, you can't really take a victim's word for it because the victim is been manipulated to feel like they were in the wrong or that nothing was going on to begin with, right? So his statement over here says, based on the recent screenshots and messages, I would like to say a statement about the Discord. This was 5 or 6 years ago, and I thought I had a good memory of situation, but I was wrong. After reading the chat logs, this stuff was inappropriate and wrong. I spoke based on my memory of the situation, and I still do not remember these conversations, but they definitely happened. I strongly condemn them. I still believe I'm not a grooming victim, but these conversations should not have happened with me and any other minor on this Discord. Now, again, if an adult is having sexual conversations with children, blowing kissy faces at them, telling them that they're going to send them their nudes, regardless of whether you want to say it's a joke or not, that is literally the definition of grooming. So, again, Lava is going to be wrong in this situation. Even if he feels like he hasn't been groomed, he has, just based on the definition of the word. And now on to the screenshots. So Nathan released a huge Google Drive with a bunch of the screenshots, and I do actually have some of them here. He also posted some of the screenshots which he felt like were most relevant. This one over here seems to be a conversation between Nathan, maybe some other kids, and then Kris. But basically, you know, they were talking about this NSFW channel that Kris was planning to make on his Discord. And then someone brought up the point like, you know, what I have an issue with are minors have access to said channel. And so they were debating on how to make it so it's only restricted by age, which, you know, is pretty much impossible. I don't know how Discord works in terms of chat logs and stuff, but I don't believe there's any way to actually verify anybody's age. And so, you know, they were talking about it. And then Kris was apparently going to go flood the chat because apparently people were spamming the N word in there and stuff, including Kris. All of this is, you know, alleged at this time, but I'm glad that Nathan did provide some type of proof. There are a lot of screenshots over here. But yeah, so basically they were talking about this, and, you know, and they're talking about, you know, 12-year-olds being on staff and in the server. So yeah, that's not going to be a good look for Kris. But here is a full chat log. I can post a link of it in the top comment. I'll have it in a pinned comment. But yeah, so there was this huge chat log. Obviously, I haven't gone through the whole thing because it's like literally over 500 pages, but they were trying to like flood the chat because apparently people were saying the N word and things like that. I have to be careful with all the words that I say specifically too, because my last video got age restricted, and it got age restricted for being content that could be inappropriate for children because it was like content that could be inappropriate for minors, which I think is so funny because it's like I'm literally talking about someone who is a child predator, but you're going to age restrict my video. I just think that's funny. But anyways, so Nathan has come out with a lot of proof in this situation. And when you really look at some of the videos that he posted, he was really, really trying to make sure people understood the fact that Lava GS was, you know, kind of a victim as well in this situation. And they had even gone back and forth about that. Let me see if I can try to find those tweets, but they had gone back and forth, which obviously Lava has now since retracted some of the statements that they made because they were basically stating like, oh, you know, uh, Lava had basically called out Kris Tyson for lying, saying like, oh, you're lying about this type of situation. This is not how it happened. Yeah, here are some of the messages of them going back and forth. And so Lava said, yes, I know him. A lot of statements he made in that video about me are completely untrue. I was friends with him. We played games together and worked on the Discord. He was later removed from the Discord because of how unstable he was. He would lash out and verbally attack other members of the team. I never sent him any contract and have not been under any NDA. And then Nathan disputed some of those claims, saying, yes, I was unstable. I lashed out, but I wasn't removed. It was a toxic dumpster of Discord mods running around and yelling at each other. And he did allege that Lava did send him a contract. And again, this doesn't look good for Lava because apparently Lava retracted some of these statements later on. And it did seem like he, whether intentionally or unintentionally, was trying to silence a victim in this situation. So really, when you look at it, like there is no leg for Chris to stand on anymore. And Nathan even replied to the statement that Lava made, basically stating that he really tried to gaslight me and portray me to be a clout-chasing liar. W mans. I mean, yeah, it's just not looking good for Kris Tyson right now. Now, here's the thing, right? Now that there is somewhat of proof in this situation with these Discord screenshots and videos, I'm sure people can, go into some type of chat log and try to verify the messages, make sure they're actually real. Now we can kind of start going into the realm of legal ramifications, right? This is technically a crime. It doesn't matter if, he says they were jokes or not. If you are sending a minor pornographic images and if you're sending them things, that you shouldn't be sending them, then now we're talking about a criminal zone of activity, especially if it's in some sort of Discord where it can be verified and checked. Yeah, it is not going to be looking too good for Chris here. And if you guys remember the statement that Mr. Beast had made, Mr. Beast had said that he will, be hiring a third party that will conduct an investigation on the situation. And, they will have independent investigators, conduct an investigation where they will actually take further actions if they have some type of findings. So now, again, this is coming back to something that could end up being some type of criminal court case. Now, if I'm Kris Tyson, I don't really have any legs to stand on. There are mountains upon mountains of information. If, whoever the lawyer is that is going to be, against Kris Tyson in court, this should be easy pickings for them to find all this information, verify it. And yeah, I don't think Kris Tyson really has anything that they can do in this situation. So the fact that there are so many people coming out, not just with verbal statements, but with actual different types of proof, yeah, this is going to be rough for Chris. So I think Mr. Beast did make the right decision to remove Chris from all Mr. Beast associated things. But again, 2024 is a weird year. I just don't know why there are so many people coming out or being exposed as child enthusiasts. I'll put it that way so I don't get age restricted. But yeah, it's disgusting. But let me know what you guys think about this situation in the comments. Hopefully, Kris Tyson is brought to justice. See you guys later.